morning. How in the world are y'all doing? Come on in. We got some things we need to chat about. Give you a few minutes. I always got to get myself together when I come on. I see it coming. Come on in. Let's chat this morning about pertinent things in life, things that affect each and every one of us. Not a pretty day here in Houston. Not at all. Mm-mm. But it's another day above ground. Another day to get it right. Another opportunity. That's the way I look at it. While y'all coming in, let me get my glasses. Again, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing this morning? Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Let's see. My Shatika is already in the building. She in the house, baby. I'm trying to get this lighting straight on here. There we go. Hey, Jersey girl, peace and blessings right back at you, sugar. Welcome to Chatting with Ms. V this morning. B, I'm so glad you in here. B, were you the one that told me you were from Gaston, Alabama? Let me know in the chat. Because somebody came in last week and said they were from Gaston. Just put yes or no. I see you. You're driving. Because I did a live last night about this woman, Miss Looney, who was from Gaston, Alabama. And she is one of the people who have survived the longest from a pig transplant. And I was just wondering, whoever it was, whether it was you or not, if you knew the lady. Okay. Hey, Tajisti, good morning. How are you, Tajisti? Miss Audrey, hello. Okay, so let's go back to what I was talking about first last night. For those of you who are in the working world that will be drawing Social Security, or those of you who have already started on Social Security, I had to go back after reading an article about it this morning that they promised us a raise. I just received mine on yesterday. But this is the deal. When I went back and I looked at the little piece of paper yesterday, because I got two from Social Security. One that said what I had been paid last year. Then there was another one that I opened that was talking about the raise for this year. But after I read the article this morning about Social Security, I had to go back and get my paper again and take a look at it. It's not the same paper that you normally get. Mine did not say when I would receive it. All the other ones when we got a raise would say expected by such and such a date. I was like, I don't know about this. It's not going to bother me one way or the other because you can't miss nothing you never had. But don't promise people stuff and then not come through with it, and don't give them a date that they're going to receive it. Because a lot of elderly people, older people who have worked depend on the Social Security check. So that's my whole thing about that. And we'll talk about the Social Security part a little bit later. Okay. So this morning in my reading, because I get up every morning and I read, trying to figure out what's going on in the world, how is it going to affect me and the American people. A lot of things that are going on right now, I keep telling you, it will affect all of us. It doesn't matter whether you poor, whether you wealthy, whether you retired, whether you elderly, whether you young. The world is changing right before our eyes every day. Lawmakers are signing off on bills while we sleep. The next morning, you're finding out about them. But it ain't very much you can do about it other than redirect your own life and your lifestyle accordingly. Do not get in panic mode. It's all going to work out one way or the other. For as long as you wake up every day, your brain is still active and still working. You're going to figure all of this stuff out. Trust and believe. Don't go into depression. That will not help the situation. And do not let anxiety set in. Please hit the like button while coming in. Y'all got y'all's coffee this morning? I got mine. And I'm trying not to let it get cold. So from where I sit this morning talking to y'all, we are now living in a divided America. If it wasn't divided enough between races of people, now America is being divided because of all of the executive orders that are being signed with not anything that any American person can do about it if you're not in the political arena. So I was reading first where ICE raided the north side of Houston yesterday. They went in there just as the business opened with people in line to check out. Right here in Houston, Texas, north side. And 2 people were taken away by ICE in not zip ties, but shackles and chains. Now, we all know that he ran the president on his platform where immigration was a big thing. Now, I don't know because the article did not say whether they were now citizens or they were here illegal, or if they had committed a crime by being an immigrant here illegally. I also saw another person who was making a big scene about going back to Haiti, and he was thanking President Obama and Biden for being here. So this immigration thing is going to cause a lot of problems for people, especially if you come in here and you committed crimes, because you remember he talked about that. But I want you to keep in mind of the pardons of the people who committed crimes who were born here in America as American citizens at the Capitol. That tends to be a problem to me. If he hadn't pardoned the people, I could really go with his immigration platform. But one of the people that was pardoned is already back in jail. I don't know about you, but I just find that to be a little bit contradictory to the whole immigration policy and the platform. Okay. Let me see if I... Hey, Miss Jackie Johnson. Good morning, Miss Jean. Okay. Miss Audrey is going back to the Social Security checks and she's saying mine didn't give a date either. But I have a friend works there and stated it should be July. You will receive it. Okay, like I said, I can't miss nothing I never had. But I just found that interesting after I read the article about the Social Security this morning that every other time since I've been on it that we've gotten a raise, which is only one time for me, it stated exactly when it would start. But on this one, it didn't say anything. And it also, the Social Security Department said that it was because of low staffing as well as funds. Okay? So even that, you can't depend on. Mm-mm. You get the raise, but you don't get the raise. You get it when you get it. Let's see who else came in. Good morning, Miss Lieber 4. Okay, that's not you then, B. Okay, I don't know who it was, but somebody came in from Gadsden, Alabama. You like the black dress stand? Thank you, I appreciate that. Okay. Emad, bless up, Queen. Hope you have a lovely day. And you too also. Please hit the like button if you're leaving out. I appreciate it. Okay, so let me go back to the bottom. And let's keep on with our conversation here. Because there's so much going on that I like to bring to my platform every day that really is going to affect everybody. I'm trying my best to keep up with this. But it is very hard. Being home every day is hard to keep up with it. Because when you go to sleep and you wake up, you find out what happened yesterday the next day. Miss Jean says, yes, she heard that. Big Low, watching the news is not research. Okay? It was okay, Miss Jackie. I never said it was research. So again, you could have let him stay in because that's just his opinion. I said I research my topics, okay? Where I get them from, I tell you I get it from. But you see how people can come in and just say the darndest things? They put their little two bits in and their opinions, which have nothing to do with the topic that we are discussing about people in America. It's all good, Miss Jackie. Please hit the like button. To just as saying any immigrants who commit hideous crimes do get deported. Okay? Good morning, Lakin. How are you? Did you hear that he fired 15 people from the Treasury? I did. Supposedly these were people who did not go along with what he had going on the last time he was in there. And so it's kind of like a grudge thing. If he feels like you betrayed him the last time, okay, I got the opportunity to fire you this time. Or if you in there this time and you don't go along with my program, then you got to go. This is affecting people's lives and people's homes. They have depended on this salary for a long time. A lot of these people have been in politics for years. And now they got to go out in the world. And the hardest thing I think that you may face, if you've been on a job for a very, very long time and you don't have a lot of diversity in your skill sets, and you've just done the same thing for 20, 30 years, with the world, how it has changed even in the workplace, how you even interview for a job these days, you most likely are going to not fit in that top tier where they're going to even call you in for a second interview. That's the way of the world now. So you're going to have to really use your think tank to come up with something that's innovative in the entrepreneurship field that people are looking for, a service that people will buy from you. Or you might have to even take a lower paying job if you don't have the skill set for the job you're applying for. They can say they let so many Social Security workers here go until it's a shame. I think you forgot to go. Okay. I went into Social Security office 2 weeks ago, and the place was just full of people. It was very cold that day, and they didn't even have enough room inside. People were standing outside. People were parked in their cars where they were calling them when it was their time to come in. Because you know they go by that board up there and they call your number according to that board. And who's free to see you. And I thought, my. It's more people in here than they have people to wait on the people in here. So I knew something was going on with the workers. But what? I didn't know. But now I do know. Okay, Miss Jackie, that's good. Because like I say, nothing that's opinionated bothers me. Or for him to come in and say watching the news is not research. Whoever said I said that? That's what he said. So that don't bother me. Hey, love my knots peeking in. Thank you, Sugar. I appreciate you. So I was talking about ICE raiding this business yesterday on the north side of Houston and taking away these people in shackles and in handcuffs. And it also mentioned that they had just bought a new home. This people have a family and they've created life here in America. Now, I don't know the backdrop of the story of why they were taken away. It didn't go into any detail about that. But it has, like, whatever, however long he had been here, which was a long time, his life is in shambles now. So the people who are immigrants here in America need to be here legally and don't need anything in their background record, or you are out of here. Children are being sent away. Parents are being sent away. I mean, they're totally being divided from their homes every day. This is what he ran on. Hey, Vanessa, pretty vibes. And this is exactly what he's doing. So you can't say that you didn't know that he was going to do this. Thank you, Miss Jackie, for dropping my channel handle in the chat. For those of you who have not subscribed and would like to subscribe, it is free. The business was not named, but it was an established business. The couple who owned it, I'm sure today, don't know which way to go. Meanwhile, down in East Texas, people were weighing in down there and were being interviewed, both black and white. And they shared different focuses on the topic of the economy as well as immigration. Those were the questions that was being asked. Most of the blacks felt like immigration should not be on the forefront, that the economy should be on the forefront. Most of the whites that were interviewed went along with him with the immigration policy. So you got a divided America again, more divided than ever. I just think it would have been better to do more for the people here first, in my opinion. Yeah, you can have the immigration going along with it, but can you do something for the American people who are here struggling day to day Money not going as far as it used to. The cost of everything is extremely high. But yet you have not done anything to make our lives any better. I didn't know the people that they sending away. If I traded with them, I traded with them. I don't know. You don't know either. Because you don't know whether they were legal or illegal. For as long as I got the product, the service was rendered, it's all right with me. I'm not saying that they should be in here illegally and have committed crimes. But I'm also saying that I don't agree with the people who were pardoned from the Capitol after they committed crimes and they were American citizens. It doesn't correlate with me. Good morning, Aaron, my Texas friend. How are you? More executive actions this morning are being brought to the forefront. There's a freeze on nearly all federal financial assistance, grants, and loans. So if your children had anticipated going to college next year by getting a federal loan, it ain't necessarily gonna be so. How is that helping to educate and prepare our children for the future if you put a freeze on the money? Perhaps you could have lowered the amount of money they borrowed and given them enough for each semester. And that way, if they didn't cut it, if they weren't able to perform in the first semester, then they didn't need any more money. That's a better way of looking at it, from my opinion, than giving them all of these hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's where they messed up. They gave out too much money at one time, and perhaps they didn't get it back because they didn't even get the job to be able to keep paying the amount of money back that they borrowed. These are children that's making these decisions. Parents that are unaware, they just know, okay, they borrowing the money, it's a loan, they'll get a job, they'll pay it back. Bad decision making. Ms. Audrey said, my opinion, this entire world, regardless to where it is, belongs to God. If they are working, causing no harm, what's the issue? Good point. Okay. So the doors were also closed on asylum seekers who want to come in legally. They showed a picture of people just lined up trying to come in here legally. And I kind of see a problem with that too. You have always had this program where people could come in legally, but nothing was done to date that really secured those borders from people coming in here illegally. So why was some type of sanction put on the people, even the ones who want to come in here and get their citizenship? If you do not have your citizenship by X amount of time, you got to go back. Or why not let them stay where they are? We have computers now. We have the internet now, and apply over the computer, and you can't come in until you get your citizenship. I just see things could have been handled so much differently, so much better, where we would not be going through all of these changes now. And disrupting all of these homes. On Monday, he signed a lot of executive orders. I'm talking about Monday as of yesterday, on the military for those who refuse to take the COVID vaccine. Now, we know he was not big on the C virus. He was not. He denied it all the way to the end, even after he got it. He contracted it himself. He did not push the vaccine. When Dr. Fauci was headed up, he did not give him the support or the money he needed to get the vaccine. But yet millions of people lost their life during the C virus. This has just been like washed underneath the rug. Nor did any families get any compensation whatsoever if they lost their family member who may have been the breadwinners in those homes. They had to bury them. It was very costly to bury them during that time because they had the virus. So everything had to be conducted differently, even by preparing to put them away. A lot of them had to be cremated. Okay? So that was a problem that was overlooked. The playbook was there. It was not touched. Nobody in the political arena said, let's take a look at the Obama-Biden playbook that they left here for us so we can see if we can prevent a lot of these deaths. We were not prepared. Are we even prepared for the next one that's coming in? It's like a cold. It's like a flu. It's like the pneumonia. It is in the air. So anybody can catch it if you go into the atmosphere where somebody has sneezed, coughed, breathed, and you are within that distance or that range of it spreading to you, you can catch it too. It's not gone. It will never go away. We are global. We are international. We travel back and forth country to country, and we've been for a long time. So there's no way that you can control it at this time. Different strands now, just like the flu, different strands of it come in each year. So what if it breaks out again? A different strand, and it's just as bad as the first time. Again, the question is, are we prepared? Or will millions of people lose their lives again? Will the world shut down again because of it? Look back and see how bad inflation became because of this. We did not have prices this high before the pandemic, but we've not been able to readjust the prices, stabilize the prices, or go back to where we were, and we never will. It's there now. Once the consumer needs something, and you got to have it, you're going to come up with whatever it costs to get it. So I don't ever see America back with just free money to just blow. Just blow and go like you want. Just freewheeling out there. I don't see it. Good morning, TNT. I love you too. And hello, y'all in the chat says TNT. I heard that everything essential is gone up. You're correct. Miss Jean does not live here in America. She lives in the UK. But you are correct. everything that you need to survive on is not cheap. I don't care if you're in the furniture store. I don't care if you're in the grocery store, at the gas pump, whatever you need to survive, it's not cheap. Even the Dollar Trees and the dollar stores have gone up on their prices, depending on where you are. Yep. You can go into some of them and they're like Walmarts. I'm talking about dollar stores and Dollar Trees. Their prices are comparable in some areas. Please, everyone, tap the button. Okay. Tajista is saying, does America give student loans to people who are not citizens? Canada does not. They may have. If they were in here, I can't say that to be a fact because I don't know if that's true or not. But just like they gave them money to start up businesses and they were illegal, they may have gotten money for student loans as well. I don't know, I can't really answer that honestly. Okay, TNT says, we have said that at the same time, Sister Audrey. Let's go back and see what Sister Audrey said. Oh, okay, you're talking about hitting the like button, okay. Good morning, Trucker's Wife. Ms.V, are they putting other meds in the C19? And this is what I had been hearing. Okay, got to think back. When it came in the first time, it was a strand. There are different strands of the C virus. So each time that they do a vaccine, they have to put a different medicine in the vaccine to help alleviate the symptoms and the problems that you're having. Because if they kept just using the same medication, it would not work. Now, what they're putting in there, I'm not a doctor. I'm not in the medical field. I don't know. But I do know that it's the same thing with the flu virus. You get a different medicine every time you get a different strand of the virus. Okay. TNT say you're looking very beautiful and gorgeous, my auntie. Thank you, TNT. I think y'all are just speaking right now. Good morning, Miss Betty. Good morning, Valencia. It's been a minute. I know you jump in whenever you can. Good morning, Ms.V in chat. It's been a while. I've been on vacation in the Bahamas. Yes, indeed. Glad I caught the live. It's always a pleasure watching your channel. Thank you. I appreciate that. Did you get everything done in your home? I know you found the table because you told me about it. So I guess you finished your home now and you took you a vacation. So that is wonderful, Valencia. Okay, Lakin say, I backed out of the shot because the nurses warned us not to take a certain one. Okay, so me, I chose to take each strand of the shot, the vaccine, as it came in. My reason was because of the death of my husband from the COVID virus. I've told you over and over, he was in an accident in Washington, D.C. on his way to work. It was a very bad accident. So he actually went into the hospital because of the accident. This was like in the beginning of the COVID virus. And they had no protocols in the hospital. And everybody at that time was being put on a respirator. I don't know if they cleaned it properly with the solutions they needed for the virus, but he contracted it in the hospital. And I've shown you on his death report that that was one of the things: respiratory problems and the C. Okay, so that is the reason why I took it each time. Had no problems with none of the vaccines at all. I'm up to date on the last one. Thank God I've never had it yet. But that's not to say that I won't. But the good thing about it is people are not dying by millions like they were in the beginning. TNT say, no, we are not prepared for the next round. We don't know when it's coming. I am just saying. And you are correct. We don't know. We don't even know what countries are dealing with it. I'm sure some of the third world countries that didn't have any way of inoculating or getting rid of it or protecting their people by giving them the vaccine is still there. And it's just a matter of time before they travel here or we travel there. And another thing that came a little late, in my opinion, was masking up and everybody following that at that time, because that would help spread it, and people not wearing their masks properly. You saw a lot of people with masks on, but they were not covering the areas that the nose and the mouth that they could catch it. They might have had it here over the mouth, but you breathing it in through your nose. So that was another problem. Lakin says, I'm looking for milk and bread right now. Wow. As if I'm reading that as if there may be a shortage somewhere where you're looking for it. Now you know this should not be happening in America. How did we get here? And how did we get here so fast? It's only been a couple of years, 2020. This is 2025. 5 years, the world has just made a complete change. And we have been sitting here, some watching it change, others not even paying attention. They're too busy into somebody else's life. And now they're waking up wondering how they're going to live from day to day, if they're going to eat or if they're going to buy medication. The struggle is real out here. Everything is gone up in Reno, Nevada, and it's very sad because some people really don't have much money and what they are supposed to do. And that's a place where, Sin City, where that Las Vegas area especially, and I'm sure Reno has the gambling and the casinos too. Lots of money has been spent, but I never really understood where does all the casino money go, because you get very little back in return. Every now and then you'll hit, and if you're not playing big money all the time, you ain't gonna hit big. That's gambling. But where does all the casino money go? I lived there one spring and one summer, and I'm an observer. I just watched the amount of money being spent in those casinos. Every time we would go in, all you hear is bells ringing, ding, 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 and people at tables crowded out at tables. And I'm just looking at all of that money, but yet we have people here starving, living on the street, no health insurance. I don't understand it. I wish Biden would have forgiven all student loan debt before he left. It would have been a good thing, because you don't know how this is going to turn out now. Who knows? They could drop an interest rate on that student loan now that they will never, ever be able to pay back. And that's going to affect their lives forever if they haven't paid off their student loans. It's going to be a bill just like a mortgage bill, a car note. And they'll make it affordable for you to pay it, but you'll never pay it off. You'll have that bill for life. That's wrong, in my opinion. Lakin, you better get you a cow to milk and make the bread yourself. Is cheaper. Yeah, they got bread makers out there. If you really want to get down and get real with it, all you got to do is mix it up and pour it in there and let the bread maker do his thing. I had one once upon a time, and I was so into it at first, and I was making all different kind of breads. That got old real quick. I didn't find the time to do it anymore. But the bread was good coming out of there. Okay. That is what I'm talking about, Ms.V. Yeah. It's a lot of money being distributed around the world. But if you poor, or you struggling, or you low income, you have got to pull yourself up out of it, because trust and believe the people with the money ain't thinking about you. And that's what I was thinking about when I was listening at the campaign, out on the campaign trail. I wasn't hearing nothing that he had in his plans to help those who are not on their feet. And it may be for a lot of different reasons. Maybe they were a vet and came back home to nothing. Perhaps they lost their corporate America job and fell on rock bottom. Well, you know things are going to get messed up in the home. When you're used to a certain amount of money coming in, a lot of people are not going to hang in there with you and fight this thing through, or go get them an extra job until you can get you a job. So there's the breakup of the home. So now if you have children, you got child support to pay. How you going to pay child support if you ain't got the money to pay child support? If you're trying to put a roof over your head, it's a domino effect. One thing is affecting another thing, and it just keeps on going. Six Dogs is in the building this morning. He says, last week, Japanese scientists placed explosives at the bottom of Lake Loch-Ness and tried blowing Nessie out of the water. Wow, I hadn't read that. Six Lots. Thank you for bringing in the information. Everybody's speaking to you. Good morning, Miss Cynthia. How are you? Six Dogs say, yeah, it's sad. They need to leave him alone. Okay. TNT says, I am sending all of my love and my condolences to you and your family, Miss V. Oh, that's been 5 years ago, almost. It'll be 5 years in April. But I thank you. Yep. Fortunately, he was the only one that my family lost during that time, but there were whole families that were wiped out. Good morning, Rena. How you doing, sugar? Welcome. Miss V, have you ever thought about suing the hospital? No, I didn't. I just kind of left it alone, Rena, because none of them, no hospitals at that time, had any protocol for the C virus. They were just treating people that came in. And the big problem from what I see is there's only certain solutions that will kill the C virus. Remember, he told you to drink some Clorox. your now standing president. That is one of the solutions that would kill it. And the solutions that would kill the virus had it written on there, will kill the C virus. And I had never looked at that. You just go out and you just buy the stuff. And for whatever you need it for, you ain't looking to see what's in the ingredients or what it's made of. But if they had been cleaning the machines, a lot of people probably contracted it because perhaps they cleaned it the old way, but they didn't kill the virus. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, everybody's speaking to you, Rena. But I have the new medicine in the shot. It's making a lot of people sick. I'm not aware of that. Perhaps it is. Like I said, I've taken the last one. So far, so good. Before I go, I always make sure I have some Tylenol or something at home to take. The only thing I've noticed is my arm is very, very sore. So I have my what I'm trying to say, my heat pad, where I can put it on my arm. I come home, I take a shower, I get in the bed. I don't try to do nothing else after I've taken it. I take the Tylenol, 2 of them, I put the heat pad on, and I go to sleep. The next morning, the arm is better, but it takes a couple of days before your arm is not sore, whatever they putting in there. But I've had no reactions to it, is what I'm saying. That's just me. Other people, everybody's body is different. So I can't speak for nobody but me. Lakin says Walmart don't have any milk or bread, Miss V. Oh, wow, Lakin. Walmart is a big company. Been around for a long time, since the 70s. That's unbelievable. If they can't get no bread or no milk in there, we are in trouble, y'all. Valencia, yes, I finally got everything done in my home and was blessed with a vacation. Whenever you decide to come to Los Angeles, Ms. V, you are welcome. Let's talk about Los Angeles right now and the forest fires. Now, God is sending rain. It's becoming the rainy season there. So after the rain comes, now you got to worry about the mudslides. The fire goes out, hopefully, with the rain coming. But now the mudslides. It's like you cannot breathe a sigh of relief no kind of way. I just don't understand. You know, every morning I wake up, all I can do is say, thank you, Jesus. Another day. Another day to try to get it right. Another day above ground. Thank you, Lord. That's it. No matter what the weather is, that ain't even important no more. You are welcome to stay at my home. You would love my family. Thank you, Valencia. I appreciate the invitation. But I probably will be traveling very little right now. It's just too much going on for me. Once you get older, I never saw where older people just like to stay up in their house and mind their business and not be worried about a whole lot of other stuff going on. In my younger years, I'd have took you up on that and I'd have been calling you saying, hey, Valencia, when are you off so I can visit? Now it's like, I'm good here. I'm real good. I don't even want to go outside for the bread and the milk no more. And the store is right up on the corner. Kroger is. And if I go down the street and make a left, I can go to HEB. That's how close I am to the grocery stores. I'm kind of in the middle of everything where the pharmacy is right up there. There's a CVS on NASA 1. There's a CVS down on 96. That's the pharmacy I use on my Medicare plan. So, hold on. I'm happy with the location because everything is so convenient. These days, the furthest I actually drive is the church. And y'all see how quick I get there. I can get there in 15, 20 minutes. It's a choice now if I want to fight that traffic in Houston or if I even want to get out there. It's just so much going on. Got an email yesterday. Predators breaking in folks' houses right around here. A known rapist breaking in folks' houses, raping people right around here. They don't live here. They're coming into this area. They know people are gone. They can watch their homes and everything else. And we get these little community posts all the time. Even if it's somebody doing a garage sale, you get them in the community posts. It's too much. God is going to have to step in and intervene. Man can't handle this. Miss Jean said, we have plenty of people in the UK contracting C and flu, Ms. V. I have had twice, and I had the shots. And you will get it a lot of times if you around those people. From what I understand is it's milder than it would be if you hadn't had it. Because my niece had it. If y'all recall, when she stayed with me year before last, she contracted it and came home with it. Luckily, we weren't around each other that much, even living in the same house. When I got the call, I was down in Texas City getting my hair cut. That video is out here where I went to Texas City High School, and she's calling me and she's saying, TT, I'm hurting so bad. I'm aching all over. And I hadn't seen her since that morning because I had been gone all day long. But I'm trying to figure out what happened between probably 9 o'clock that morning and maybe about 3 o'clock that evening. We went to the emergency room, not far from me, right over on 45. That girl was hurt so bad, she couldn't even sit in a chair. She got down on the floor and doubled up in pain. And she said she has never had aches and pains like that before in her life. So it's bad because I watched her what she went through. I had to literally put my hand around her, and it hurt for her to walk to the car. And I brought the car up to the garage, and it hurt for her to come from the family room through the kitchen, out through the garage to the car with the car door open. She was bent over in the car. I've never seen anybody else go through it, but I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Nobody. What I saw her going through that night. And I took her from the emergency room to Tasha because Tasha has a big house where she could go upstairs and go to her old bedroom, and she could be away from everybody in the house upstairs where she could quarantine in her bedroom. And the way we did it is when it was time for her to eat, we just dropped the food by the door and on a little TV tray. And then she could open the door and bring it in. All of her dishes, when they came out, if it wasn't paper goods where you could throw it in the trash, they were washed with Clorox. Rena say, I guess I'm a crybaby today, Ms. V. Got me crying. No, don't cry. Why are you crying? It's just world issues that we talking about, what we all are going through as Americans or have been through or will go through. It ain't no more hiding up under the bridge no more with it. It ain't no more closing it up in the closet. This is real. And almost everybody is going through something due to the economy struggle here in America. Leggett says our casino money goes to the cops and the water department. All that money, that's it. Wow. I would think the schools would get some of it. I would think that the health care should get some of it. That's just how I think, which is a long ways from the majority of people and how they think. I try to think about things with the realization that this would be good for everybody, not just you and your feelings and how you think about it. If it makes sense where the betterment of everybody would benefit than just you and how you think and how you gonna benefit from it, it'd be a better place. That's a selfish way of looking at things. In Ohio, they say some of the casino money go to the school system, and that's a good thing. It's a great thing because these kids got to eat. A lot of them depend on eating at school. The food ain't there, or the time is not there to make the food. People got to go to work. Okay. Did this sickness come from Chinatown? We don't know where it came from, to be honest. I mean, I've heard everything from a monkey in Africa to made in a lab. I don't know. I don't think anybody really knows. And if they do know, they ain't telling it. Okay. Rena, I believe the sickness came from the laboratory. I don't know where from. That was one of the things that was put out there. It was man-made in a laboratory. How true it is, I don't know. Thank you, Lakin, for being a member over here as a socialite. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Instead of people putting that trip of money into the casino, type of money. Okay, I got it. Into the casino, and they can put towards to those different hospitals to help the sick children and others in the hospital. Exactly, TNT. We don't have our priorities together here in America. Our priorities are biased. It's based on what you need, not what the people need. And I always was thinking during this whole campaign thing is, how is anything that you're saying on this campaign trail going to benefit me? Now, I did see where Kamala was saying she was going to give people money in order to go out and invest in a home. I saw things she was saying. Whether it would have come true or not, I don't know. But at least what she was saying to me was going to be more of a benefit to the American people than worrying about all these people that's in here. Can you just finish the wall like you said you were, and you stop it? That, to me, should have been a number one priority. If you don't want the people in here, all this money you spending on everything else, then stop them from coming in here. Finish up the wall so you don't have no more coming in. Let's work on the economy for the American people and get them where they can live again comfortably, okay? And then get the people out. They already in here now. Then get the people out. You done help the American people. Now you get them out. If that's your top priority. But do things in order. To me, it's out of order. We're still suffering. We are the taxpayers. Help Us, the ones who have worked and helped to build America, young and old, whatever color. It doesn't matter. Instead of people putting that type of money. Okay, I read that one. Good morning, Miss Deborah Silver. Oops, Lakin, it just jumped. Let me come back up to you, baby. I believe that Rena also believed it was here long before they came out and told us. And perhaps it was. We'll never know. Because with his administration, he never really owned up to it anyway. He said it was a hoax. I'm only repeating exactly what was said. And he said that. Good morning, Sky Star Coffee. Good morning. How are you? Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Please hit the like button and subscribe, and thank you. Ella, do you remember me from? Yes, I do, Ella, and I appreciate you coming back in today. Okay. Everybody's speaking to you, Ella. We're a friendly channel over here. Thank you, Miss Jackie, for dropping in my handle. There it is. You can like, share, and subscribe, and I certainly will appreciate it. Okay, hold on. Somebody's calling. Let me get them off before they knock me off my live. I took it as well, and my daughter, we both took it and didn't get sick, says TNT. It depends on whether your body could accept it or reject it. A lot of people got sick and some didn't. I was blessed not to get sick. Tajis is saying she lives in Canada. 60% of the casino or lottery goes to the government to support health initiatives, including new hospitals, facility upgrades, and community health programs and education. And by the way, Tajisti, today, or maybe it was put on the desk yesterday, that he's getting ready to throw some tariffs on Canada and Mexico. Who will see what happens from that will be the American people, because the cost of what you are getting from Canada, if they choose to keep sending it in here, or Mexico, will have a higher cost on it at the store. That's how tariffs are going to work or do work. And tariffs are nothing new. They have been around since McKinley was president. In fact, he was the first one that came up with it. And it appears that he went back and he's kind of modeling a plan of this. And also, the Gulf of Mexico is now the Gulf of America, only by the American side of politics, not on the Mexican side of it. The name will be changed here in America. It's still the Gulf of Mexico in Mexico. What was the point? Why? None of us own that water out there. None of us. That's God made that. So why is it such a big deal to call it the Gulf of America, the Gulf of Mexico, and waste all that time with Google Maps now having to change it? As money. I just see where so much time and money is being wasted here. Whenever I go outside, and I do wear my mask because I have a lot of health issues, I don't want to get sick. No, I don't think nobody want to go and get sick behind this. When I made my appointment at the doctor's office, even because I said I was coughing and I felt like it was some type of respiratory issues I got going on, they told me to please wear the mask. Well, let me tell you what happened this morning. I get a call about 8 o'clock from the doctor's office. The doctor that I was going to today at 2 o'clock is sick. So she's saying perhaps he will be in tomorrow. That's all right. I just go on up to urgent care, like Miss Audrey was saying yesterday, or I just wait until Friday, which is not that far away, and go on into see my doctor. I'll make that decision when I get off of here. But isn't that something? You asking me to wear a mask and to see a doctor that's sick today. Well, if he's sick today, he was probably sick yesterday. He just worked on through it. And is he going to have on a mask when he see me is the question. Just me, Rain. Where in the world have you been, sugar? America needs to divide, separate presidents ruling. Okay, that's just me, Reigns. We all have to keep wearing our masks and keep our hands clean and make sure you keep everything clean. I agree with that. Good morning, Ben. Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Thank you, Lakin, for becoming a socialite. I think my memberships over here are from 99 cents to $3.99, so they are affordable to you in the event you want to catch and be a part of the members' lives. Changing up a little few things over here. I'm in the process anyway. My daughter was sick and come to find out she had the C19, and I took care of her, and I didn't even know that she had it. You were blessed. Same thing with my niece. We didn't know what she had till we got her to the emergency room. Valencia, Miss V, I respect everything you said, and I completely understand that you are not traveling much these days. No, ma'am. I'm going to stay my old self at home. I wanted to say behind, so I just did. At home and try to live out the best of my life and enjoy the things that's around me and the people that are around me. But if it comes a time where I have to, Valencia, I certainly do appreciate the offer and the invitation. I have much respect for you. I've always liked hanging around the wise and the wisdom. Thank you, Valencia. Thank you, Auntie V. I have been really learning about so much very important things that we all need to know about what is going on in the world. I'm trying my best to keep abreast. Okay? It's me, myself, and I. And I'm kind of happy it's this way now because I don't have to worry about anybody else. My children are grown. They're on their own. They're taking care of themselves. They're doing their own thing. And my stepson, who I raised, my daughter, I don't have to worry about them. They take care of themselves and their problems. My husband is gone. I don't have to worry about him. Only person I got to worry about now is me. And I'm not connected with anybody in any way where nothing they do or say affects me or my life or my lifestyle. I'm not that invested into nobody and nobody else's business. Convicted drunk drivers are charged with a restitution when goes back to the schools. Okay, Miss Audrey, that's a good thing. You ain't got no business out there drunk and driving. That's senseless to me. Why would you drive drunk when you could pull over, call somebody, come get you, or maybe just stay there until you sober up? Whatever it takes. But don't risk your life or somebody else's life. I agree with you, Sister Audrey. Did you see where he wants to charge the lady that found him guilty, Miss V? Anybody, that's that narcissistic behavior. Anybody that goes against anything contrary to his belief, you're going down. And that's it. That's who he is. And he's showing you who he is. And it's just a matter of time before I see him and Elon falling apart. Even though Elon put the money out there to get him where he is, this was an election based on money. It didn't really have a lot to do with the people in our democracy at all. The Constitution, none of that. It was all based on, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to do what is necessary to be done to the benefit more so of myself because he just made the statement yesterday that America is respected again because of his leadership and what he's done in 1 week. He's only on his second week in office. Can you imagine going through 4 years of this? He's going to take a lot of people out just because they just can't handle this. Everybody's not that strong to be able to go through what I potentially see is going to be the struggle of your life. Hey, Aunt Esther. She's agreeing. She said, I know that's right. He signed an order that transgenders can join. Wait a minute. He signed an order that no transgender can join the military. Yeah. And it's more orders coming that's going to affect the LGBTQ community as well. It's so much more that I want to talk about, but I don't want to stay on here and hold y'all up from doing what y'all need to do today. So we'll come back and we'll finish talking about it and carry on with the conversation where people can at least say they are aware, because there's so many people are just getting up in the morning and they're just doing the same thing they've been doing. They going to the store, they complaining, but they don't know that Walmart didn't have no bread and milk in there this morning, Lakin. They're not aware that when they get their insurance, I want to talk about that too, because AI, which is artificial intelligence, just had the biggest loss in stock in the history of the stock market. These people lost $600 billion in one day. Who else is connected with artificial intelligence? Elon Musk. So when I come back, we're going to talk about that also. It's a lot of so much more. I tried to read y'all's comments and not do so much commentary in one time, because we can always come back and talk about more. So thanks everyone. Enjoy your lunch and looking forward to seeing you all this evening. Bring a friend with you to Chatting with Ms.V, and thank you, and we will see you later. Thank you so much. Thank you for this conversation, Ms.V. You're so welcome, and we'll continue this afternoon. Y'all have a great day. Thank you for coming in and chatting with me this morning and expressing your opinions. No wrong, no right. It's how you feel about it. Y'all hit the like button on the way out for those who didn't subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Be blessed. Until later.